Don't forget what got you here. You know, this is something I think about a lot. Success isn't about the next thing. It's about doubling down on the things that made you great in the first place. Why did people initially like you? Why did you meet those people? Why did the things become a success? Why did your art work? Why did it connect with people? Why did it resonate with them? These are all themes that you got to really tap into and be aware of. Whether it's your art, business, or relationships, staying true to the core is a key of how you keep momentum and keep creating those moments. We have to revisit that original energy. How did it feel? What made you feel most alive? When did the best things you've ever created happen? When did the coolest people you ever meet occur? When were the best jobs or business opportunities you ever get? When were they created? Were you grinding? Were you like struggling? You really have to think about what those times actually were. And it's more about creating the environment where these moments can thrive versus replicating the exact thing that worked. So I got to go deeper into that, but I just look on my own journey and things that I've done is a lot of times you make something work and then you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. When it's not the exact thing that worked, it's the environment that worked. You're around people. We all had the same energy. We were on a similar goal, similar path. We wanted to like collaborate and just get something out there and show people and show the world like something that's been trapped in your mind for so long. How do you get back to that original energy? Whether it's art, business, relationships, whatever. What type of person were you? What did you think? And how did you lose that from you? And you really have to reflect and think, who were you at that time? And what are the elements that really made you into that person? And why were those moments so fun? It's because it wasn't about the people. It was about the people that could see it potentially, but it was about making something that meant something to you and to the people you were around. And to me, that's what I was always like proving to myself. It wasn't about proving to an audience. It was like proving to myself that I could take this thing out of my head and make it real. You have to stop letting the audience control you. You can't think about what they think. You have to think about what you want to do, what's in your head, and how you can get it out there. When something works, like I spoke about in another video, that pressure that you put on yourself is just made up. You don't have to do that. You have to understand that your worth isn't what the audience receives it as. It's about you just putting it out and you just continue going. Because some things are going to hit and some things are going to flop, and that's just how it works. People are going to remember the things that resonate with them, and they won't remember the other things. You just have to keep reminding yourself of that. Because if we don't, we're never going to put anything out, and it's always going to be constant pressure of thinking what the audience thinks. When they don't even know what to think, you need to show them the elements that made a moment and let them experience it. Stop trying to over-explain things. Just show them and let them experience it however they want to and perceive it whatever way. That's what art should be about, and that's how you need to see it. And I could put these examples just beyond art. It could be business within your art. Like me, I'm a filmmaker and I do photography and I've done graphic design. See, these are like the hardest things because you could become a service provider so quickly where you totally forget about the artistic aspect of it and you almost feel grateful that you're doing a creative field, but you're not doing art. You're just becoming a service provider and executing things for other people, which is fine because we all need money and we need to do something, but you need to really understand the difference. You know, the reason the reason these people would have even found you in the first place was probably because you were doing something different. And then you get caught in the machine and it's like replicating your own shit over and over and over. And it's like, then you wonder why it even feels stale to yourself. It's because you're just doing something that didn't get you there in the first place. You don't remember what got you there. You're only remembering about, it becomes like almost survival and gratification through other people. Whereas the thing that got you there was not thinking about other people. I did this with these people because I wanted to and I felt that way. That's what makes you unique. That's what's important. And I need to keep reminding myself of this because I've been in a hamster wheel almost, even as like a director. I've done graphic design, like I told you, started with graphic design, did video, I've made music, but it's harder to do something like be an artist or a songwriter. There's less service provider type things in that field. Well, you can, but it's not the same as like everyone needs videos, everyone needs photo, people need design stuff. And you totally lose the direction that you were going before. In business as a creative, you have to remember why they hired you to begin with. Why did they find you? What was the thing that made it stand out? Whether it was a referral through another person, whether they saw your thing on Instagram, whether they watched a video on YouTube. Why were they so intrigued that they then wanted to hire you? See, the thing is, once you start working in the industry, it's almost like you're being programmed and you conform to other people's opinions. Because I know for me, sometimes you lie to yourself because, we all need money and we need to do stuff, but it becomes a hustle and you just get stuck in it because you're grateful that you could just do your art and make money at the same time, but that's where you get trapped. We need to understand that there's another way where you can continue being creative and leading innovation in a different way, but still appeasing people to get money at the same time. If you keep listening to what they say, and especially, I'm not trying to throw shade on people or whatever, but so many uncreative people work at places that them telling you what to do makes no sense. It's like you hired me to do a job because I was the creative. But then you're telling me what to do for creative is crazy. So it's like, you need to just say, okay, and move on and think of what the next steps are to elevate yourself and keep innovating outside of even getting money. You have to always actively be doing things that push your creativity, or else you're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel like it's just churning the wheel and you're going to just conform to what's going on. The same thing as artistically in business, in personal relationships, whether it's friends or romantic or whatever, they liked you for a reason. And you just bending and changing is not the thing that you need to do. You need to stay true to yourself. Obviously, little stuff, okay, but you being that person attracted other people. So you don't need to be a new version of someone else. You need to be the best version of your current self, because clearly it was working in some type of way. So why would you go and change everything? You need to understand the patterns and double down on the things that work. Someone might like you because you have ideas or you're creative. So like even me, I have too many ideas, but my problem is I'm bad at execution. That's why I make videos on executing and taking action, because I have to. So I want to help you as I help myself. And this is why I like talking to my other friends, because you know what? They say the same thing as anything else, as anybody else, everyone. You could show them shit. They're going to be like, yeah, man, that's hard. Yo, keep going. Like, people just want to see more. They just want to see action and motion. That's all people want. They want FOMO. They want to just see you moving because it inspires themselves. Because it's only about that one time that it works, or multiple times that it works. But all the other times aren't worthless. Like I keep saying and saying and saying, it's not worthless. It's important because it creates a character and you learn lessons and you experiment. I want to talk more about this in another video, but I feel like science, and this is very random, but I love science. I love engineering. I love stuff like this, but I feel like art is connected to all that. And somehow I don't see it in the same way that it used to be, where artists and scientists and engineers are almost like the same person. They had the same mindset. They were trying to create and innovate and push and experiment, where now it feels like everyone knows everything, which no one knows anything. So no one knows shit. So I don't really understand that, but I'll rant on another video and I'll get back to the main point. You need to audit your decisions and course correct. Are you operating from a place of confidence? Or is it trying to please people and keep that like machine going. You really need to think about that to yourself, which needs a whole entire video, creative confidence. Do you even know what direction you want to go anymore? Do you feel so lost from where you used to be? How can you get back on track? How can you be I look at my own journey and I'm thinking, damn, I had so much energy and love to just make things. How can I take that energy with my experience and like merge it together and move in a totally different direction? And I feel that is like a cheat code. That is, especially if you've done things in your life and you can really understand the experience, then you could take it to a whole nother level now. The last thing I want to finish this out with is let go of external validation. Everything that people thought, all these things that they think, once you give them the power, you lose what made you stand out in the beginning, like what made you creative, why people were attracted to you. You're basically like depleting everything that made them want to mess with you to begin with. So I just want you to give yourself a new perspective and try to realign and reconnect with what actually got you the places that you've been already. Like I told you, maybe if you haven't been there yet, it's hard to describe, but I'm talking to people like myself or others that have been through certain things and have succeeded in some levels. And don't let the ego overtake. Like, you have to understand that even this is always a journey and it's going to be up and down. And you just need to believe in yourself and move the way you moved before anyone was watching. Before anyone knew who you were, before anyone saw anything, before any type of whatever. You need to tap into that drive. Who was that person? Where are they? How can you merge who you are today with the person you were before and create a new version of yourself, the best version of yourself, the most creative, understanding? And I don't want to go too deep into it, but like everything I do, the main purpose of these videos is I want you to close the gap between idea and execution and make things real. That's what I'm trying to do. Not trying, I am doing. We got to change the way we speak also, which is important. Because every time you're training your subconscious to think something, we need to move now. And it's important.